everybody, my name's Allie. You know, I've got a lot going on with school, work, trying to hang out with friends, go do this, go do that, but I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to discuss a very dangerous issue: synthetic drugs, bath salts. Maybe you've heard of Amped, or Snowman, or Scooby Snacks. I know, I hadn't heard about them either before people told me about them. Why all the weird names for drugs anyway? Well, they are very bad news. I hope you become aware of the dangers and are not tempted to try bath salts.
So I heard about this new drug called bath salts. They say it's a synthetic drug.
Oh, I've heard of them, but what's a synthetic drug?
Synthetic drugs are drugs that are not derived from natural substances. So, for example, pot comes from a cannabis plant. Synthetic drugs are drugs that never started in a plant. They started in a chemical vat somewhere.
I've never heard of synthetic drugs. Is this new?
Yeah. What's the point of them anyways?
Synthetic drugs have been around for 40 years. In the past 5 years, they've become much, much more prominent. The drug providers have initially used synthetic drugs as a way of getting around the federal laws by that are enforced by the DEA.
So, what's in a synthetic drug if it's not real?
The bath salts, which are certainly the more alarming and severe problem right now, generally take the form of drugs that are similar to a naturally occurring drug called cathinone. Cathinone comes from a plant in East Africa called khat, K-H-A-T, and cathinone causes effects that are similar to amphetamines or cocaine and similar to hallucinogens like LSD. So you get combined effects. You get the stimulant effect, but you also get the deterioration in your ability to distinguish reality.
So they're probably safer than street drugs since the chemicals are man-made, and they regulate how much chemicals go into them, right?
Any drug that you take that's from a pharmacy has had to go through, by law, rigorous testing, first in animals, then in human beings, and the government keeps very close track of whether the pill that you take actually contains what it says it is. That's not true for bath salts. Let me give you an example of bath salts. Okay, one package of bath salts, the dose that's estimated to get a 200-pound adult male high is about 50 milligrams, okay? But we don't know the quality in this particular package that I bought for 40 bucks, okay? So we don't know if it has 5 milligrams or 500 milligrams. Let's say it has 500 milligrams. Now I use a little bit of the bath salts and the blood level starts to go up and I start feeling a little bit good and I say, okay, I think I'll use some more. In fact, I think I'll use the whole pack. But the whole pack is 500 milligrams. So I've just taken 10 times the dose needed to get someone high, and I'm in the toxic range. I'm in the range that's going to do heart damage, lung damage, kidney damage, temperature damage. For the poor emergency room personnel, they're just trying to put out the fire wherever it's burning.
Synthetic? Chemicals? What if someone gets sick and has to go to the hospital? Is there something the doctor can give them?
A lot of people ask, is there a reversal drug or reversal agent? And there's not. There's nothing that automatically just bang changes the effects physiologically of the drug on the body. The best we can do is use a drug to counter-effect it. So the bath salts usually will drive people's heart rate up, their blood pressure up, their level of aggression up, their irrational behavior up. So then what we'll do is give them medications to counter-effect those, as well as try to align the timing and the length of the medications we give them with the length of time we expect the bath salts to last.
Man, chill out. I know someone who tried it and he was fine. It probably had the same effect. You know, nothing too serious.
Bath salts speed you up and will make you euphoric. It will also alter your pulse, your blood pressure, and it may give you seizures.
So worst case scenario is someone can die from those effects. More common scenario though is there's a period of time where they're so restless and aggressive and behaving in such a very bizarre, irrational, and unsafe fashion that we have to sedate them really dramatically. And we've had a number of cases where we've had to sedate people to the level of general anesthesia to putting them on a breathing machine and in the ICU for a day until the stuff wears off.
I doubt that it affects everyone the same, but I do wonder what the different effects are.
People will come in with all sorts of bizarre stories of bugs inside of them and on them, or things that are happening, things that they're seeing, really aggressive behavior. The people who are with people who do these bath salts and observe them, they'll frequently report this bizarre, aggressive, violent behavior that I think is very characteristic of the drug relative to other drugs.
If someone uses it once, just to try it out, it wouldn't affect them later, right? It wouldn't ruin their future, would it?
We see people all the time that have had short-term use, and it's much more common in young adults, and in part because young adults are more likely to experiment with drugs than older adults, that have promising careers, promising relationships with other people, romantic relationships, whose life just completely falls apart because of short-term bath salt abuse.
A lot of people are doing it, so it must not be that harmful.
One of the things that we've seen with bath salts that you hear a lot about around the country is this visual hallucination thing, and picking at things that aren't there. So people are just kind of looking for stuff. Also picking on themselves, trying to find things you know, that aren't there. And the patients themselves, the people who use this stuff, they're convinced that they're there.
It seems like a lot of teens are doing this drug.
I think the youngest patient we've seen in our clinical practice here is about 14 years of age. We've seen plenty of teenagers, primarily teenagers. They're experimenting with drugs. They hear about this and then they decide they'll try it for whatever reason.
You said you knew someone who did bath salts. Why would anyone even do that?
Bath salts have not carried the stigma of, say, heroin. It might be the person that everybody says, I never would have thought that person would use them.
Can you die from bath salts, or do they just make you high?
There have been case reports of death from bath salts, and usually it's because the person does something that eliminates themselves, like jumping off buildings, walking into traffic, stabbing themselves to see what it feels like. But sometimes it's also due to the hyperthermia from it. They just burn up inside.
People that go crazy from bath salts were already crazy beforehand.
You have asked the cutting-edge research question for psychiatry. Did he have a vulnerability so that no matter what, he would have ended up being psychotic? And this just hurried it up a little bit.
Now you know what synthetic drugs or bath salts are. Take a look at the nightmares they cause. Synthetic drugs cause people to lose control of their bodies and minds. Scary images form, distorting reality, making someone think they are going to be attacked. There have been reports here in our own hometown of someone who chose wrong, used bath salts, and believed an army was coming to get them. They experienced paranoia, confusion, and a loss of control while under the influence of these drugs. They thought for sure this army was coming for them and fought fiercely to get them away. After they committed the crimes and the police arrested them, they had to go to the hospital first to be treated for their injuries and serious internal trauma the bath salts caused. You are going to experience temptations in life to try something you know is wrong or bad for you. Have self-control to say no and make the right choice. Choosing wrong can confine the biggest man to a jail cell or even bring him to his grave. Synthetic drugs destroy. They will destroy your education, your relationships, your future, your life. So even if you get down or think you need to escape, there's someone who cares about you. Stay in control of your actions. Don't ruin your chances of successful life. It's simple. Make good choices. Choose right.
It's your life.
It's your choice.
The actions you take from the choices you make will affect you
Today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life.
Make it positive
and make it right.
Choose right.